Well, that's how you kill a freaking franchise. Welcome back to Wrestling with Horror. My name is Andrew Dreamer. Today we are going to talk about a movie that I'm a little late to the review party for, but I finally got around to watching it. So we're going to talk about Jeepers Creepers Reborn. And wow, this is a bad movie. I don't often say that movies are horrible, that I hate them, but I hated this movie. I absolutely loathe everything about this movie. It doesn't feel like a Jeepers Creepers movie. There's nothing scary about it. There's nothing worth watching here. There's no substance. So let's get into this review. Before I just completely unload on this thing, I do want to say that I try to find positives in every movie I watch. Even if it is the worst movie ever, I'll try to find something positive to say about it. And honestly, for this movie, I could not really find anything. There might have been like one effect that looked decent. That's probably about it. And also, you know, I understand how difficult it is to make a movie, and I understand that during their filming of this, it was in the midst of the pandemic, and they were kind of not able to do maybe some things that they wanted to do. That being said, this movie looks cheap. It looks amateur. It looks like you just got a camera off the store shelf and you went out and you spent about $300 and just made this movie. Which is fine. If people do that, that is okay. But when you get a property like Jeepers Creepers, it deserves more. Now, I'm not going to go into the director of the original trilogy. I'm not going to talk about his issues or anything to do with his crimes in the past. I have my opinions on it, and let's just leave him there and let's focus on what we have now. So basically, this film follows this couple, this guy and girl. They are going to this horror festival in the middle of Louisiana for some reason. The guy is basically obsessed with the creeper. He knows everything about it. The girl is a scientist and doesn't believe in the creeper or anything mythical or any kind of conspiracy theory or anything like that. And she thinks he's a little odd for believing in this stuff. Also, we find out pretty early that she's pregnant. She doesn't really know how to tell her boyfriend. We find out that the boyfriend wants to propose to her and is waiting for the right time. And it's just basic. There's not really a whole lot of substance there. You find through most of the movie that the boyfriend's actually kind of a jerk. I don't know that he means to be, but he flirts with this other girl right in front of his girlfriend and is confused why she gets upset. Like, it doesn't make sense. It's stupid. Anyway, so I'm just going to kind of run through a list. I mean, other than that, the plot is nothing. They go to this horror festival that looks like there's about 20 people just in the middle of a field with a couple raggedy, crappy booths set up. It's nothing. And then they expect us to believe that there's going to be this online TV show that's going to choose two people and take them to this escape room in the middle of nowhere that's supposedly in the creeper's house, which is just weird in itself. Essentially, you get these people in this house, and the creeper starts attacking them, killing them for no reason. He just wants the girlfriend of the main character to take her baby. It's weird. There's some weird cult stuff going on in here, and it doesn't make any sense. It's completely against everything that's established about the creeper. God, it's just painful to watch. It's painful to watch. So you get them in this house, and basically they're trying to get out. They're trying to kill the creeper, and he's just kind of there lurking around like a slasher villain, which the creeper is not. He's a monster. And that's one of the main issues I have with this film, is that it completely ruined the the mysterious aspect, the tension-filled first film that we got in this franchise. It completely ruined everything in that made it good and turned it into a cheap slasher movie with no substance, no plot, no character development, no likable characters at all. The opening scene of this movie, sorry to backtrack a little bit, but the opening scene is basically a loose retelling of the original movie. You get these two characters driving along, the old truck comes up behind them, they try to read the license plate because they're playing that dumb game, and they see him dumping stuff down a pipe, and they go back to investigate. The only redeemable quality about this opening scene is the fact that we get to see Dee Wallace in this movie. And Dee Wallace showing up in a movie is always good. She is an icon in the horror genre. The makeup effects are horrible. There was only a few kills, like 2 or 3, maybe, I can't even remember. It's forgettable as heck. So there's just so few kills, and the ones you do see are shot horribly. It's dark, but with weird lighting, and a couple of the kills are off screen. You don't even see anything. It looks horrible. The look of the creature, the creeper, they've changed his look, and it just looks bad. It looks like bad prosthetics. The makeup effects and the kills that you do see, the blood looks horrible. I don't think that the actor who portrayed the creeper was right for the role. And nothing against him. I hope he has a good career and he has success, but I just don't think that this was for him. Same thing with a lot of these actors. I think a lot of it comes down to bad writing, and that's nothing against the writer either. But this movie was so poorly written. There's just no substance, no plot, no good dialogue. And God, one of the worst parts of this movie is towards the end when they think that they're killing the creeper, and basically this main girl, she stabs him in the eyes with his little throwing knife things, and she just says, "How about them peepers?" I'm like, what? I legitimately laughed out loud when she said that. That completely took me out of the film, and it was horrible. And God, please do not ever let them make another Jeepers Creepers movie if this is what we're going to get. Because they completely misunderstood what the lore was, what the point of the film was, and they did something different, which is admirable in some cases, but this is just not. It was so bad. It was honestly hard for me to watch. The only reason I wanted to watch it was so I could get on here and talk about how bad it was. That's honestly the only reason I wanted to watch it. And going in, I was like, I expected it to be horrible, but it exceeded my expectations in a very bad way. I don't like being this negative about a movie because I understand what it takes to make one, and I know how hard it is. But good grief, this is next level bad. I don't even know what else to say about it. If you want to watch it to laugh at it and make fun of it, go ahead. But just don't spend money on it. Wait till it's streaming somewhere for free if you want to do that. It's not worth buying. It was a hard watch. It was so bad. Hey everybody, this is me from the future. I just remembered a few things that I kind of wanted to add in that I forgot to talk about when I initially filmed the video. So, another aspect of this film that I didn't like was the fact that at the beginning of the movie there's a comment about there being 3 movies about the creeper, which means that within this film that the franchise itself exists. And now this is just stupid to me, because being meta is fine, but when you're being meta to the point where it's just making fun of your own series like this, and it's just pointless in a series that, yes, might have its few comedic moments, but this movie leans way too heavily into the humor, and it just becomes laughably bad. Like, it's one thing when a horror movie can make you laugh, and humor in horror is good. It's nice to have that kind of relief from the terror and the scary aspects of horror movies. But when you're laughing at a horror movie because of how bad it is and how dumb the things that are happening in it, you're laughing for the wrong reason. And that is just... that's something that none of us want in a horror movie. Unless that your whole point in watching this movie is to just make fun of it, which is perfectly fine. I think I could enjoy that a lot more than watching it, trying to take it seriously. Anyway, that's all I needed to add, so let's just get back to Past Dreamer and finish this video up. Anyway, that's most of my thoughts on Jeepers Creepers Reborn. If I have anything else to add that I can think of, depending on the mood I get, sometimes I like to just pile onto stuff later on, so I might post a little short on YouTube. But that's pretty much all I've got for you right now. If you haven't subscribed already, please hit that subscribe button, leave a like on this video, share the channel around. Let's continue to grow this wonderful community that we're building. My name is Andrew Dreamer, and I will see you next time on Wrestling with Horror.